Yesterday, all your Benin people and all your village people came to Morocco in Fez to press the button of your younger brother, Victor Osimhen.
Brown coming to our league is not just about Brown. It's about all the ripple effect, the great things that surrounds him that would have come to our league. That's my point.
Do you think that Eric Sekou Chelle, the coach of the Super Eagles, the Malian tactician who believed that there is voodoo in football, has he found the mix, the magic mix that unlocked the Nigerian attack?
It's that type of player that's the half player that can assist and that can score goal. And he sacrificed position for Osimhen because he's not a winger. He's a point striker like me.
I mean, I remember my own time. If your captain, the captain is in fact, for most players, the captain's word is even stronger sometimes than the coach's word.
Don't expect Osimhen to behave like
Igalo.
Lookman. Don't expect Lookman to behave like Osimhen or Igalo. No, everybody is different. People have to understand and stop talking about these things. He's rude. That's him. Let the coach decide what he want to do.
We had to go do sacrifice in Benin River for Brown to step up. We're still preparing the goat and chicken to go and do sacrifice for Odion Igalo to step up.
It's a situation whereby people judge him too early. I think what has happened is the young man has grown into...
Too early?
So they realize now that, look, guys, for us to get to the final, and not just get into the final, for us to win AFCON, we have to take every game like you are playing against the biggest side in the world.
I've criticized Iwobi to the point where he had to send delegates to talk to me, so it's not like I'm just jumping on his praise, but he has earned my respect.
What will be your advice to the darling Super Eagles before their next game, the quarterfinals?
Babayaro, they say you don't. They say you play Green Eagles.
Yeah.
They say you play Papa.
The guy they see me like ancestor. Don't worry until I jam out for 3. No worry, don't talk too much.
Brad, name 5 of your all-time greatest Nigerian footballers.
Ideye, your 2013 AFCON team and this current AFCON team will put cup tournament or final match between 12 now. Who you think say go win and why?
The performance of this team, the Iwobi, the Akor, the Osimhen, who is 3 goals shy of Yekini and 4 goals shy of being our all-time highest goal scorer. Have we finally found the generation that become the benchmark of Nigerian football?
All right, let's get into it. Everyone knows that in Africa, the moment the drums change their beat, the dance can no longer stay the same. Make no mistake, the rhythm of the tournament has shifted. And 2 teams have led the dance into the quarterfinals. Yesterday, Egypt reminded us why history matters at AFCON, defeating Benin Republic to reach the quarterfinals, and in the process becoming the winningest team in the competition's history with 64 victories. Big deal. The pundits say defense wins championships, but offense is how history remembers you. And boy, did Nigeria come to the party, showing stone-cold defense and offense in their 4-0 walloping of Mozambique. Powered by the terrifying talismanic trio of Osimhen, Lookman, and Akor. Will this AFCON be the moment this generation of Super Eagles write their names in gold? Only time will tell. As always, I've got my brother and my main man with me. The man who sees the game in IMAX 4D, our AFCON insider man. The Oracle himself, Edafe Ese Ogene. My man.
Like, Godfather, I think that you keep refreshing this lexicon, your dictionaries, and looking for words. I'm pretty sure I'm going to permanently stay in Morocco so that I keep hearing these words because it seems like it's adding like 20, 30 years to my life. Thank you so much.
Listen, you're worth every bit of your accolade, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, and today we're joined by a man who knows this stage intimately. A striker who grew up beneath the weight of expectations, learning early what it means to carry the hopes of a nation on his shoulders. In his prime, he was what police tactical units call the breacher, the first through the door and the one who bodied defenses so others could shine. From Ocean Boys to Dynamo Kiev, from West Brom to Olympiacos, he blended finesse with instincts, elegance with hunger. A predator in motion, yet never reckless. AFCON winner, a complete class act, and an all-round good guy. I confess, all-round good guy. In the words of Tony Montana, say hello, but this time to my big friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Brown, the shotgun Ideye.
Hello guys. Thanks for having me.
Babayaro, Godfather, I am jealous, and I'm sure Sani Keita, Sam Soji, Emenike, all the people that we've had on this show will be angry with you now. Look at how you rap. Look at how you rap.
Everybody's got their own different swag. Do you know what I mean? Brown's got a different swag, man.
The thing is, the way you describe it, it resembles him. Fine boy, shotgun. Damn.
Hey, people, we've got a proper conversation lined up for you. No scripts, no filters. My name is Emmanuel Babayaro, but you can call me the Godfather. You will not be mistaken. You want to go? And live from Abuja en route to Morocco, this is Special Delivery.
Oh, can we just close the show and go home? Brown Ideye, just
people never hear from Brown now. They need to hear from Brown.
Brown, pay your free, share the grace, and let's go home, because I don't think anybody can follow this. Like, well, what am I going to say now that will make sense?
I think the audience a lot of people want to know, where have I been? Like, it seems like I just disappeared from the surface of the earth. And before they knew it, they start seeing me on TV and Super Sport advert and that,
No,
so
Brown, give me credit for starting that thing. Give me credit for starting it, because I practically was on my knees begging you, guy. You are a fine boy. You can make it in media. You are the guy that everybody is looking for. Bros, I bet I don't get time. Bros, I'm not interested. Bros, I want rest.
Let me chip in here real quick. Edafe, to further cement what you were saying. Why it was difficult for me to book him was the man has so many bookings of shootings and adverts and all that going on. I will call this man and say, hey, bros, I'm actually in one location. I'll say, okay, can we do another 3 hours? I say, oh, I'll be in so other location. I'm like, damn, this guy is busy. So yeah, he's the man. He's the man.
I always tell him and Odo Gallo that, listen, there are certain things that God bless you with. Football is a game that lasts within a period of time. But if God bless you with this type of beautiful look, great personality, keeping yourself in shape even when you've retired, make some money off it. Be in the media, let people see you. And he's very strong. He's got strong opinion, like when he came out with his opinion on the league. And let me start with that.
Oh, yes. We're going to come to that. I enjoyed that, actually. I was very happy when he said that. It was a big deal.
Brown, from Finidi George and Rivers United rejecting you to signing for Enyimba and then facing the reality of the insanity that runs in the Nigerian league. Walk me through that experience in a very narrow part, not too long, but just summarize for me.
Okay. Thank you once again, guys, for bringing me to this beloved podcast. As Ross say, I've been busy flying past Benin Witch this period. But
that your people that made me talk out.
But I have to give thanks to God, because God has been good, bros. Man, I can't lie, man. God has
You
been good.
deserve it, man.
God has been good to me and my family, and I'm grateful for that. And to set the record straight, Finidi wants me. It was the management of Rivers United that, from what I heard, that I might bring conflict to the team. From what I heard from some of the players. So I never had any issues with Finidi. Even when I came, Finidi loved me. Finidi was like, you're going to help us in the league. We want you, but I have to discuss with the management team, let them see what they can do. Only for them to get back to me after 3 days. The management team said, they cannot pay me. And, from the back room, some of my friends there, they told me that, look, this is what they said, which is they don't want you to bring conflict in the team. That's how I left. Then, I spoke with my wife and she said, since you still want to play, why don't you, Kanu is your friend, why don't you contact Kanu and see if they have if they have space for you in Enyimba, if you can play there, which I did. And he, he said, are you sure you want to play? I said, yes, I want to play. He said, okay, come to Aba the next day. They bought my ticket for me. That's how I got myself. I flew to Aba. I got to Aba. The reception was not what I expected, but it's normal. It's Nigerian league. I'm not expecting to see fans at the stadium, at the airport cheering and everything. But it was cool. Everything was going well, to be honest with you. But for me, I already made up my mind not to see those type of things I used to see in Europe. So everything that happened in Enyimba, for me, there's no big difference from what I'm expecting and what I saw. So I just took everything. I just took everything and, move on with life.
Unfortunately, I will not stop saying this. Unfortunately, we come from the climb that we come from. In a sane climb, I thought people like this who are willing to come back and give back was a rare opportunity for the league to grow our league beyond leaps and bounds. I thought it should have been even a special project of the people running the league itself to go after people like this, first convincing them to come and play and designing a special, a special vehicle or product or whatever around people like this, just like they used to do in the MLS. It shouldn't even be just Enyimba trying to pay him salaries. Probably a joint venture between the league and Enyimba, coming together so they can meet up a certain expectations in terms of what he's used to having from Europe. Now, because this guy brings a lot of things, people like himself, if he comes, it will encourage other people to come. And that will help the league. With all due respect, when he was in Enyimba, he was the talk. Everybody, but Brown Day Enyimba, all the news media was former Super Eagles striker in Enyimba. It's a big deal. That is good. That is a good thing for the league. But unfortunately, it was left just in the hands. I mean, as he was even talking, I was already very angry. I'm even like, you mean it was just him and the Rivers United management, not even our league, trying to be the ones who negotiates to say, okay, like they used to do in the MLS, they look at a big star coming, okay, this big star, where will he be more marketable? Which region will he be more marketable? All right, let's now approach so club within that region, come to an understanding so he can play for them. Whatever his wages are, we can match with the club and all that stuff. But unfortunately, we miss those things consistently over time, and even in his own case. And it's a shame. I'm really very sorry. It's a shame. Sorry, my brother. But first of all, again, thank you for even thinking about it. To be honest, the fact that you are humble enough to think, unlike with all due respect, most of us, even myself inclusive, I'm not going to exclude myself, who would think, I don't play for Europe, make I come home. No, but you thought about it. It's not about the money. It's about also helping these other youngsters. There's a lot they can learn from you. There's a lot also, even the management itself could learn from you by talking to you, interacting with you. You understand? There's a lot we stood to gain, but unfortunately we lost that again.
Yeah, Brown has got a thick skin. Brown that perform abracadabra in an airport, that's the guy you think he can deal with anything. This guy.
It's
this
not about Brown. I always say this thing.
No, I get your point.
It's not about
I'm
Brown.
only joking. I know.
It's
I
about
got your
the
point.
rest of us, the football development, grassroots development. That's what it's all about for me. I look beyond the person. I look at the ripple effect, that person brings. Brown coming to our league is not just about Brown. It's about all the ripple effect, the great things that surrounds him that would have come to our league. That's my point.
Yeah,
Please.
Brown, have you been following the AFCON? You're a winner,
Yeah, I
so
have to.
there.
I have to follow it because it match with my show. I have to follow it because we talk about it in the show too.
Okay, so let's talk about yesterday's game first. Let me start off with yesterday's game. Yesterday, we scored our 12th goal in this tournament. If we progress to the finals at this rate of our scoring 2, 3, 3, then 4, hopefully the next game will score 5, and then the other one will score maybe another 4 or so. This team will get to the final and be the team that has scored the most number of goals in the history of a single AFCON tournament. A big if, we get to the finals and the trajectory of goals continue. So let's start with this game yesterday. Before this game was scored 8, considered 4. And we always say, the team cannot defend, especially from the 75th minute. So we're always hoping that we can get it right there. Yesterday, we got it right defensively. And attacking-wise as well, we scored 4. So from a striker's view, your own perspective, from your lenses, please, what did Nigeria get right in the game apart from even the 4 goals that we score? What did we get right when you look at the game generally, holistically? What are the things that we got right that probably was wrong in our previous game, even up to the World Cup qualifiers?
I think they tend to realize how important it is for them to win the Nations Cup. I think on the start of the qualifiers for the World Cup, I don't think that they took it serious. They just feel like, we are Nigerians. We are Nigeria. Any team we play against, we're gonna win. But at this moment at the Nations Cup, I think they start to realize that, guys, we need to sit up if we need to win this AFCON. Teams are not joking anymore. It's not like you are playing against Kenya back then and you'll be like, Kenya, you're going to beat them. Kenya now can give you see how difficult it is for us to beat Zimbabwe, for us to beat Lesotho, for us to beat, in fact, all these teams, they score against us, shows that they are not a weak side, So I think right now the boys have, understand that, look, if we need to win the AFCON, if we need to beat anything, we need to play our hearts out. And coming to this AFCON, from the first game, you can see that, they want to win. I don't like what a lot of people say, because they don't qualify for the World Cup, this Nations Cup, they have to win it to pay Nigerian back. No, these boys have nothing to pay to give back to Nigeria. It's them. They have to. In fact, all the glories has to come to them first before going to the country. They want to go to big club. They want big contracts. They want to, they want to win, I don't know, best of Africa. They want to have highest paid salary in their club side. They want people to respect them. So all these things will not come if they are not performing in the pitch. So they realize now that, look, guys, for us to get to the final, and not just getting to the final, for us to win AFCON, we have to take every game like you are playing against the biggest side in the world. And that's what they are doing. And that's why they are scoring goals. And that's why the performance has been good.
I want to draw some parallels, but before I do that, let me ask you this. When we went to Chan earlier last year and we didn't do well, everybody say, the reason why is because Chelle is playing an alien formation. Remind me of 98, if Emmanuel Babayaro will agree with me, when we had a certain white witch doctor called Felipe Trozier, who brought the 3-5-2 formation. We qualified with 2 games to spare for that World Cup. But Nigeria said, what kind of alien pattern? The wings is not working anymore. The pattern. We didn't bother whether we qualified with 2 games to spare. We just drove the man away and brought in the guy who brought in our ancestor pattern of 4-2-4.
Complete confusion.
And then we were in shambles. His name was Bora Milutinovic. Now let's come to this man, Chelle. Yeah. People said the diamond midfield is not good. The 4-4-2 is not good. Even his own type of 4-3-3, where he puts Lookman in the hole, it's not good. But all of a sudden, was scoring like goals going out of fashion. There is no Nigerian team. Maybe the 2000, the Ghana Nigerian 2000 team was the one with a lot of goals like this. But even that one doesn't have this much goals like this. And I can't remember the last time we win all 3 group games and then went on to beat the round of 16 opponent. In 2006, the Guavon won all group games and lost in the round of 16. In Cameroon, in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, is it 2022 now? We won all group games and got beaten in the round of 16 by Tunisia. But this time around, we have scored 12 goals already, conceded 4. Do you think that Eric Sekou Chelle, the coach of the Super Eagles, the Malian tactician who believed that there is voodoo in football, has he found the mix, the magic mix that unlock the Nigerian attack?
Look, I keep on saying that we have a bunch of great, talented players in the team. Some of these boys, they have played under so many coaches, and some of these coaches, when they sign for the team, they always have different type of formations. And some of these boys have played, name it, different type of formations. So you can't say because of the formations that we are playing, that's why we are not scoring goals, that's why we are not performing. So I always put it to the players. These boys have played 4-3-3, 4-2, 4-4-2, 4-5-1. They have played different type of formation in their club side. The truth is that some of all these players are not good enough to be in the national team. So they always will look for excuses to throw the blame on the coach or on the coaches. You understand? If a coach asks you to play 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, the coach will not go in the pitch to play. You are the one you're going to use your brain. You're going to know where to run to. You're going to know how to press. You're going to know the coach will only give the formation. When you go in the pitch, you have to do your job. And that brings me to the word that I said, that some of all the players that we have been using from the qualifiers to the World Cup till we fail to qualify for the World Cup, and we keep on blaming the coach. We keep on blaming coaches to say, "Oh, the formation is bad." Some of the players are not good enough. They can't adapt to the new system of the coach.
I mean, the bottom line is these players, they are supposed to be professionals. And as a professional, all the coach needs to do is give you the formation, you adapt to whatever. And I'll give you a little bit of an instance. Once upon a time, I'm trying to think of which of that Nations Cup, the one that they drove Seledem and Agali from the camp.
Mali 2002.
Mali 2002.
I remember that game, yeah.
Now, I will tell you this. The very first match, I mean, God rest his soul, he's late now, and God knows I'm just trying to say it on a very light note. They were in the dressing room. I was not there, obviously. And the coach calls the lineup, and then the next thing he was addressing JJ, as in JJ is the leader. He should take charge in the pitch and all that. Right there, this is true story. Now, right from there in the dressing room, Celestine sends me a message. He says, "This una coach, he not go tell us the formation where we go play. He just they tell us this and that. We want to know what we want to play. That's how it's done for us in Europe. You give us the formation, we execute. They're not going to give us formation where we go play. So that's why I'm like in sync with what he's saying right now. So I just remembered. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. It's pure professionalism for these guys. If you're a professional, you are a professional.
You have to adapt to every system.
Yeah, but let's pretend that we are in that dressing room right now. Boys, oh yeah. You people will say, oh yeah. Boys, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boys, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You, Baba, you that play, all of you, when you get the ball, give it to JJ. You know what to do.
Yes, that's what we'll do.
I like that. That's what we'll do.
Right, you be malu.
That will save you the stress. That will save you the stress of running with the ball. When you win the ball, just pass it to JJ.
Just give it to JJ. Exactly. Salah sent me that message. He said, "Oh boy, una coach don't tell us where we go play. You don't give us formation. It's just they tell us say na JJ be leader for pitch. We know say na JJ be leader, but what are we supposed to play?"
This football no easy, but let us.
It's not.
Let's move on.
It's not easy.
So, Brown, before you came on the scene, before your Ocean Boys days, let's go back to 1998. Once Yekini started coming off the national team, there was a phrase that was consistent in the sporting media. And that ran from 98, 99. even up till yesterday, when are we going to find the next Yekini? When are we going to find the next JJ? When are we going to find the next Finidi George? The next Okocha, the next Olise, the next Stephen Keshi? Those were the words that we kept hearing. The performance of this team, the Iwobi, the Akor, the Osimhen, who is 3 goals shy of Yekini and 4 goals shy of being our all-time highest goal scorer, have we finally found the generation that become the benchmark of Nigerian football? So much so that in a few years from now, we'll be saying, when are we going to find the next Osimhen? When are we going to find the next Lookman, the next Akor, the next Iwobi, the next Ndidi? Are we there yet? Or there is a Messiah that is yet to come?
I would say we are not there yet. One thing I have to let you guys know is that not qualifying for the World Cup put pressure on these players for us to see this performance. I think if we qualify for the World Cup, we might not see this same performance we are seeing right now. I might be wrong, but I feel like not qualifying for the World Cup put these boys on the edge that, guys, we have to sit up. And what we have to do is to win this AFCON to prove to people that we are not bad, that we are good players. Because if not for that qualifiers, that we if not that World Cup that we missed, these boys, I don't think we will see this performance that we are seeing at the moment. So you cannot rate these boys to say, at the point that they are now, they are performing, they are doing very well, to say, okay, the next generation that is coming needs to be better than them. Back-to-back World Cup, we have missed out from it. So who is the Messiah that will come now and be the Messi that every time this player is on the pitch, we have to hold our breath like, wow, what a player. There's no player in the team right now that I can say, okay, just like we said, pass the ball to JJ and JJ can do the magic. Who is the player in this current team that you can say, pass the ball to him, he can dribble 2-3 players and make the difference? None. Apart from Iwobi, that I can say, look, Iwobi is one player that I felt like Nigeria have been underrating this boy for so long. They fail to realize that Iwobi is just a different style of player, a different class of player. You can have Iwobi in your pitch, and you can, if you have a strikers, we have midfielders that makes run, Iwobi can find them. So can we say Iwobi is a world-class player? For me, I would say yes, because when he's there, he always make the difference.
Well, and there's a consistency to it.
As much as I think that in this tournament, Iwobi has been an incredibly improved player, is the drive shaft of the team. As a matter of fact, I don't want to be too elaborate or overgiving when it comes to the words of praise, but I think that we'll find our own version of Andre Pelou in Iwobi in this. And football people, please forgive me. I'm not comparing him to Andre Pelou. I'm not putting too much burden on his shoulder. I'm just saying, if you know me, I am Iwobi's worst critic. I think that there's nobody who's I've criticized Iwobi to the point where he had to send delegates to talk to me. So it's not like I'm just jumping on his praise, but he has earned my respect.
I think there's only just been that unfortunate situation. With all due respect, also, in fairness to everybody concerned, both the critics and the non-critics from day one, even though I did not watch him in a long time until this AFCON, which of course I said it from our very first podcast, and I was stunned by his performance. But hearing on every side, I think probably I will not blame those that criticized him earlier. I think it's a situation whereby people judge him too early. I think what has happened is the young man has grown into
too early. Did anybody?
You are not understanding me. I mean the early stage that people were criticizing. I think over time, the young man has grown into the superstar, that ideal superstar that we look forward to. Because I think what had happened was the moment he came in, and especially the fact that I think that the story of him being JJ's, is he nephew or cousin or something? I think that also kind of added a little bit of weight. People expected, Yes. And then when it wasn't the same thing as JJ's, people like, I'll kill a lay, waiting be this. But over time, the man has come to show us that he is a thorough professional, has grown into it too. So yes, that's that. I mean, and having said that, something you said earlier on struck a chord with me, Brown. I mean, there's a saying I think it is a Nigerian saying that says, the dream of every parent is to see that their children does even far better than they did. My former teammates, a lot of them, they get angry at me whenever I say this. But over time, I have been a little bit worried. I think for some years now, and I always like when some of my friends, I mean, my teammates, former teammates, they'll come out. They're still the biggest stars today. They're still the ones getting the endorsements, getting the deal. Good and fine. But in my opinion, that also spells a failure on our part, to look after the younger ones coming. Because I'm saying to myself, how can we, who have played probably close to 30 years ago, and you are still reigning today, and you think that's a good omen? In my opinion, that's not a good omen, because we're supposed to have the Ideyes, the MNEKs, the Insofos, those ones in between. They are the ones that are supposed to be the overreigning people. Then that's when I can say I have done well, because I passed on the burden to the younger one coming. But you have a situation, it's still the same old people who are getting audience. So I have always maintained. So maybe that's why some of us looked forward, to say, okay, and I think this podcast has also shed some very good light, meeting you, meeting MNEK, meeting Insofa, and I see you guys are doing amazingly great. But I'm saying you guys should be in the limelight, and let these new ones also come into the limelight as well.
It was the great musician James Ingram, if I'm not mistaken, that sang the song First Chord is the Deepest. I'm not a good singer, so I'm not going to try for the voice or idols, but basically what I'm saying is, but you know that you know the name of your first girlfriend, right?
I don't know. Of course, I'm joking. Of course,
but then you've forgotten the name of some people by the wayside. I didn't say anything. My point with that is, these guys qualified us for the first World Cup. They won the AFCON. After a very long time, 14 years of waiting, of trying, and being beaten by Cameroon twice in the finals, and getting heartbroken. On the 8th of October, they have landmark that we can remember. On the 8th of October, 1993, they qualified us for the World Cup. A back heel from Amokachi and a shot by Finidi George. Boom. 1-1 against Algeria. We qualified for the World Cup. March the following year, we won the AFCON. And then we went to the World Cup, and we narrowly missed out of progressing all the way if we had beaten Italy. But then, to atone for that sin, don't forget that the year before, you and your mate won the under 17 in Japan, beating Chasakunos Ghana in the finals. Just a few years after going to that World Cup in 94, 2 years later, even though we didn't go to the Nations Cup to defend it, which we all believed that we would have won, we went to prove it by winning. That picture that is right behind you was a picture of men celebrating the impossible, the thing that's never happened. And you guys didn't just win it. You beat Brazil, you beat Argentina. So if people use them as the standard bar, they've earned it. And I agree with you, for that long, some of that people should have stepped up. We had to go do sacrifice in Benin River for Brown to step up. We are still preparing the goat.
No, we need them. We need them because that's the only time I can be comfortable as a parent.
We're still preparing the goat and chicken to go and do sacrifice for Odion Igalo to step up. We just saw him in Super Sports doing his thing, and I'm happy for him. But it took a lot of begging, and please, guys, do it. You understand? So if the baton is to be passed on, there are two people that needs to function. The guy who's passing on the baton and the guy who's receiving the baton. But this case, some of the receivers are not showing up at the receiving point. That's the problem. But let's move on.
And some of the passers too know one pass because they enjoy the largest. Some of the passers, they don't gum the bat itself. They don't tire with sellotape.
Babayaro.
That's my problem.
That's my problem. Please fight, not be me this time.
That's why I say people don't like it when I say, but unfortunately I have to say it.
Ideye, this one is short. Looking at this team, who plays like you?
I would say Akor.
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it.
The reason
There's no
the
mistaking.
reason why I right from the first game, we are very close. I don't like to use the word boy, because when you say "na my boy," it sounds somehow. So we are very close. Even before he got his first call up for the national team, the first call up he got that he was not among the 25-man list, I told him, I said, look, just go back to your club and keep working out. Your time will come. When he got the second call up and he was included, but he didn't have playing time, I told him, I said, just get yourself prepared. Your time will come. So finally, when I saw his name on the final list of the people players going to the Nations Cup, I told him, I said, this Nations Cup, the first thing you have to do is to put your name there. Let people speak. Let people say something positive about you. The first thing should be the team, and the second, you. This morning, I spoke to him. We spoke literally like every 3-4 days. This morning, we spoke. So, it's that type of player that have flair, that can assist and that can score goal. And he sacrificed position for Osimhen because he's not a winger. He's a point striker like me, just like what I did in 2013 Nations Cup. I'm a point striker. Late Stephen Keshi called me to his room and asked me to play from the flank because he wants to play Emmanuel Babayaro and me. And I accepted. I said, coach, anything that you want to do that you think will be better for this team, I don't have anything against you. Fine. And we won the AFCON. So that's what he's doing at the moment, sacrificing his position, putting himself in a position that he has never. He told me, he said, I've never played from the flank in my entire career. And look at what he's doing. And I have never played from the flank. Playing in that 2013 Nations Cup was the first time that I'm playing from the flank. And a lot of people think that I'm a winger. I'm not a winger. I'm a striker. So I sacrifice my position just to make sure that the team succeed.
Bran,
Ideye, God bless you. God bless you for what you just said now, Ideye, because that advice you gave him, I think even his parent, nobody could have ever given him any better advice as far as professionalism is concerned. Because I'll tell you why. Something most people don't get to understand when we talk about sacrificing for this great nation. Edafe, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Nigerians are actually the most grateful people you can ever find on the face of the earth. They never forget. If you go on the pitch of play and do something great for this nation, they will never forget you. They are very appreciative. Some of us are reaping it till today and hopefully forever too. So the advice you just gave him was the most important and most fundamental, to go out there and write his name, let people speak his name for good. I love that word you said. Let people talk about him for good.
Sorry to cut you. Some of these young players now, the current players, Super Eagles or Nigerian players all over the world, they don't have the people who can tell them that, guy, you are doing wrong. Most of the people they have around them is the people that say, yes, you are right. Yes, you are right.
No mind them about Bele. That's what they will say.
Bros, don't blame these boys, because Nigeria as a whole, as far as you have money and you can throw it around, there's nothing that you do that will be wrong.
I agree. Follow the crowd.
Nothing you would do that will be wrong.
Now that you said it, you have practically taken a rope into my mouth, down to my stomach, and you are going to drag this one out for me to vomit it, and I'm going to say it. This wasn't my next line of question, but now that you said it, they have some people who tell them that you are the best. They are jealous of you.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, all your Benin people and all your village people came to Morocco in Fez to press the button of your younger brother, Victor Osimhen, and he did what he did. You saw it. So there are many angles to see an event. So let me give you the Morocco perspective from here. You know, if you watch football from TV, you see only what the broadcasters want you to see. If you watch as a paying fan, you see only what is within the stratosphere, the space in the field. But if you watch as a media, you would see what happened on the field. You will go to press conference. You will go to mixed zone. And if you have certain kind of powers and connection, you can also go to the dressing room or you can go behind the scene. Which I'm not trying to brag, but it seems like I have those kind of powers. So let me lay the cards. From what
You are Oracle now, Oracle again.
you know, from the incident that we all saw on TV and in real life and the scuffle, I personally would say I've had argument with my teammates on the field. Baba, you've had argument with your teammates on the field. Brown, you have. I don't think that's a big deal, even though I don't like it, but it's something that can be swept over, you know, small discussion and we move on. Then Osimhen stopped playing. Osimhen stopped running, stopped playing for the team. That's where someone like me, my anger started. And then he called or he ordered for his substitution. And the coach, I love Eric Chelle. He's I've always supported him anyway, but he's one my heart. Not wanting to distract himself and remove his eye from the ball. Oh, guy, you want to come out. I have people that can sustain this win. Not be this moment of my party. You want to scatter the party. He came out. The expectation is that Osimhen would wait, you know, after the match end, he would go back to his teammate, grudgingly hug them and tell them, I'm sorry, go salute the fans. Immediately the whistle ended, Osimhen started walking to the dressing room. The team security officer, this Adejo, the CSO, the chief security officer of the team, and one other backroom member was trying to talk to him, pushed them aside. And then the guy was shouting, Osimhen. And the CSO told the guy, don't worry, let him go. He went into the dressing room, took his bath, and as soon as the players, you know, they spent some time. Even the media, the host broadcast had to show our dressing room, which they've not done throughout the tournament after the game anyway. But then they had to show our dressing room and see how cool they were. As the players were coming into the dressing room, Osimhen walked out of the dressing room and was heading out. Then the president of the NFF started chasing and calling him. Osimhen said he's going to his club. Now, that's the length of what I...
Did he say that?
The length of what I saw. After that, when I heard I was already headed for... This is not fact from I don't have fact to that, but it was a rumor. Rumor having that he headed to the airport and then the officials had to go beg him to come back. We've not heard the best of that. So because the team, according to the team's itinerary, was supposed to have a media pally tomorrow, but they just sent a message in while we're doing this show that pally has changed because some of the media journalists that are here have moved to Marrakesh. I was supposed to be moving. It's because we have to shoot this that I'm staying. My team have gone ahead of me. Now, my point here is, looking at this whole Osimhen hard balls and it, what do you make of it? Because you're a fine boy, but you're not a gentleman yourself in the game. So what do you make of this whole drama?
There's two ways in this whole thing. I will say it from the professional side, and I'll say it from the person that is watching from outside.
Okay.
From the professional side, what he did yesterday was wrong. Everybody knows it's wrong. Players have hitting arguments in the pitch. Oh, pass me the ball. Oh, pass me the ball. It happens. But for you to go to your fellow player, almost shove him, put your finger on his face, and tell another player to fuck off, that is wrong. Players fight. Onazi and Mikel, 2013, they fought in the dressing room. Eminike and Mikel, 2013, they fought in the meeting room. 2010, World Cup in South Africa. Odewenge destroyed the whole meeting room. Nobody heard that. But for you to come to be in the pitch that you know that millions of people are watching and you react like that, it doesn't tell well of you as a player. So anybody that will be out there and said, Lookman should have passed the ball to him now, he's stingy, he's selfish, this, that. That is not what you're supposed to be talking about. We are talking about his reaction after that action, that
After
him
the
not
fact.
receiving the ball. After, you understand? He's, as a professional player that you are, he's not supposed to do that. It's not so. If you have any argument with your fellow teammates, when you go inside the dressing room, I've done it before. I went to the dressing room, I smashed the whole table. But as soon as I come out of that dressing room, you put your game face on. Nobody know what's happening in the dressing room. And I understand why the coach, on the interview, the coach said, look, I can't say anything now. Everything that happens stays in the team. That's what I expected him to say. And I don't expect Lookman to come out and say, this is what happened. He has to keep it locked in. People should know that what they saw, it's wrong, and they have the right to say anything they want to say. Osimhen, a lot of people have been talking about how Osimhen, his temper can lead into something else. Your temper can bring you down. Your temper, you stay humble. Players are different. Some players, they will not react that moment, but when they go to the dressing room, they will handle it. Why some players can't hold their temper and they react as soon as that thing happens, they are reacting. So what he did is bad. No other way to sugarcoat it. What he did is bad, and I know for sure that if by now Osimhen has not calmed down and really, swallow everything, all the, I don't want to use the word pride, but it's ego to say, okay, I'm Osimhen, and put those things under the rug and step on it and go and apologize to Lookman, apologize to Onyedika, and let everything just die. If he has not done that now, then it's more than just, give me pass. There's more to it.
Oh, nah, I really don't have anything to add, but I'm going to go.
That's a good perspective, but you said two perspectives, so can we hear the other one just so that I'll know before I can come in?
Yes. The other one is the way the players, all of them react towards that incident, like, oh, nothing has happened. We're watching the game. We saw that if not for Ndidi, who tried to, come in, try to resolve, they might be punched, they might be fist strong. They might be. If not for Ndidi, that tried to, held him back, no, they might be. And the second part is the people that watch from outside, just like what Bro said, they saw something and they react towards it, that Osimhen, it's bad. Its character is bad. It doesn't have a footballer mindset. He's always upset. That might be his character. That might be the type of person he is. The way
that might be his motto,
that's him. That's him. He has been like that for years, since the first day he stepped on wearing the Super Eagles color. That's him. A lot of people outside of the pitch, they said, oh, he's rude, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. That's him. Don't expect Osimhen to behave like
Igalo.
Lookman. Don't expect Lookman to behave like Osimhen or Igalo. No, everybody is different. People have to understand and stop talking about these things. He's rude. That's him. Let the coach decide what he want to do. If you don't want to play him, fine. If you want to play him, right? We talk about Balotelli. Balotelli is someone, he's rude. He go to club the day before game, he party, he drink, he humanize. But he comes to training, he perform, he scored. Then nobody talked about it. It's fine.
I told a few friends of mine. I told a few friends in the media, and I said,
go ahead,
and this is what I said. So like, oh, if I'm the coach, I will never play him a game. I said, no. This is not league. And they were like, oh, Arteta, cut off Aubameyang. This one, this is national team. if the coach believes that Madman Osimhen, and I use this word in quotes, is the guy that will win the trophy for him,
That can do the job.
and if he can
Exactly.
also find the man management skill to assemble the rest of the players and say, guys, swallow it. We'll deal with it after the tournament. Let's not give a reason, because if we send this guy out and we lose the next game to either Congo or Algeria, I say, you see what we're saying?
The same people that are giving you accolade now will rain
Without
on you.
Osimhen was the reason why this coach was good. So let's just go and win. When we're done winning, we go treat the matter in the right, appropriate quarter.
Yes.
That's my own opinion as if I was the coach. But having said that, if you were the captain, and you've given us some very fantastic instances, Osazi, Mikel, Onazi, Emenike, those were men anyway, because I've been in dressing room. And one of the things I love about dressing room is men speaks their mind. Nothing pissed me off yesterday. Like, people are saying, oh, they have proper media training. They say, oh, we don't have anything. A couple of hours ago, Lookman tweeted, together forever. Damn, no! But I don't want him to handle things the way I will handle things. I don't. But I know that in my days, for that dressing room, Brian, you know now, blood fit flow. Something figure happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if you were the captain or the vice captain of this team, Wilfred Ndidi, or your tank, how would you handle this matter?
Okay. If I'm in the shoes that at this moment, what I should do is try to call them to my room, which Iyama did during our time. Try to call the both of them, but you can't use Ndidi and Iyama. You see the difference. I will still come back to that. I don't see an Ndidi calling Osimhen and say, Osimhen, come my room. I want to talk to you. And Osimhen will wear his slippers and dress up and go to Ndidi's room. It will be, maybe they are taking a walk, team walk, and he called the both of them aside and talk to them. But personally, I don't see Ndidi staying in his room and call intercom and say, Osimhen, my Ndidi, come my room, for that to happen. I don't see that happening. Call the both of them to the room, try to talk to them, try to earn your respect first, because no one respects Ndidi in that team as the captain. I won't lie to you. Ndidi is just a band carrier. Ndidi is not a captain. If you are talking about a captain, when a captain tell you stop, you stop. When the captain said, we have a meeting at 2, nobody come 1:02. No. I'm telling you, Ndidi don't have that respect. Few of the young players might respect him, but those ones that feels like they are, they are big, they are being pushed, and people are being singing praise of them. Ndidi cannot pick his phone and call them and say, come to my room, and they will honor it. No. So if I'm Ndidi, I'll call them to my room, sit both of them down, and talk to them and trash this whole thing out. You have a very important game coming up in next 3 days, and it's a must-win game. And if, God forbid, you don't win that game, I bet you, hell is going to drop loose on Osimhen, because everybody's going to talk about, oh, now because of this, hell is going to break loose. If we did not, after what has happened yesterday, and we fail to win our next game, there's problem.
For me, I felt we missed a window of opportunity as a people, or the administrators of football. But I would say Nigerians as a whole, because almost everybody, rather than speak the truth, people who are being economical with the truth and fanning the embers and all that, I think we lost a window of opportunity of addressing some of these problems at the earlier stage when it reared its head. And that is where disciplinary measures come in. And that is where the carrot and stick approach comes in. You scold a child and pacify a child at the same time. But what we chose to do was to only pacify, even beg in the name of pacification, rather than first of all laying the blame or the problem where it rightfully belongs. You know, the first time this thing reared its head, you know, with all due respect, and we all played it down, and everybody was, no, it's this, nice, youthful exuberance, and all. We all found those embers, and today is exploding before us, unfortunately, so too. But I also thought, and I will never be tired of saying this. I've always said this, and I will never be tired of saying it. These are some of the most critical places of a psychologist in our national teams. And when I'm saying a psychologist, with all due respect, I know say that go one shout of me that's which psychologist go work for. But the truth of the matter is, when I say psychologist, now I will tell you the trick of a psychologist. A psychologist could know some of these things, see them even before it happens, it's in before the implosion. You know, a psychologist, I've had those opportunities where a psychologist could just engage you in something that seems frivolous, that does not even seem to be like anything to you, but you have no idea that is actually treating a future symptom. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You know, because one thing is definitely clear. You know, everybody knows who Osimhen is. We cannot lie to ourselves to say we don't know. I mean, his implosion yesterday is no different from the so many other implosions he's had, probably against the opponent. But with all due respect, we have seen in this same tournament where he's been shouting on his teammates so many times. And in my mind, I thought the teammates also on their own by now should have known that it's Osimhen. He go behave this way does not mean that is who he is. We have. I thought. I think one of the things we've lost over time by pacifying him is the ability to manage him properly, and that is what has not been done. And just like you just rightly said, now, unfortunately, we may not have a captain that have. I mean, I remember my own time. If your captain, the captain is in fact, for most players, the captain's word is even stronger sometimes than the coach's word. Because the coach can say assemble by one and some players can break it. But the moment captain says assemble one, and that is why most coaches those days would rather go to the captain first and liaise with the captain, say, this and this and this is what I want. So can you please do this and this and this? And the captain say, okay, all right, guys, come. We call Stephen Keshi boss for a reason. You know, Kanu Wankwo did same thing in the Olympics. You know, the various other captains, Guavon, they all did great as well during their time. And like Brown just said now, Vincent and Yama did likewise. So I think those things have been missing. And so I think we should, as a people or the administration of football, at some point should take part of some of these blames. But I think as leaders, we look for solutions, which is what Edafe is driving at.
Brown Ideye, I think your greatest football move was also your greatest pain. It circles around a lot of pain for you. Your move to West Bromwich Albion. That's also the move that led to you're not going to the World Cup, a lot of things. But that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not where I'm going to.
Bros, you know the story. The reason why I didn't go to the World Cup is not my West Brom move. So continue. Sorry to cut you.
I can't elaborate it, but
Edafe, you don't jam. Edafe, you don't jam.
He knows. He's trying to sugarcoat it. He knows. So let me finish. You're trying to sugarcoat it. What you know. But continue.
No,
continue.
See, Emmanuel, this is two brothers. I understand the story, but I'm just trying to layer it easy. But where I'm going to is this. You have been in the eye of the storm. I think that you, Sunday Umba, deserve a special award for how you manage crisis. So I will need you to speak on this. Mo Salah was dealing with a club crisis before coming to AFCON. So much so that he became the eye of the storm for AFCON, where Jamie Carragher talked about how AFCON is, how he has not delivered at the AFCON. And for a fact, he hasn't. Egypt have won 7. Hassan Shiata coached this current coach now, Osana San, and they won the AFCON in 2006, 2008, 2010, where the greatest player, whether you agree or disagree, but this is my own opinion, the greatest player to have ever played in the AFCON, Mohamed Aboutrika, wearing jersey number 22,
Aboutrika.
made number 22.
Aboutrika. Me too. I think he's the best.
Yeah, made number 22 better than number 10. And then Ademola Lookman, you said it earlier on, won the UEFA Europa Cup for Atalanta, a Bergamo club that have no business winning European competition in the first place. And not only did he do it in grand style, in the finals he scored a hat-trick, but that blessing became a curse for him. So Mohamed Salah have been battling with a new coach who he helped. I don't like using the word single-handedly win anything for anybody. Football is a team game, in the words of Osimhen. And who he helped to win the league last season, and all of a sudden is the scapegoat. Atalanta, whom Lookman also helped win the UEFA Europa Cup 2 seasons ago, he became a scapegoat. But they've come into this tournament that have run from December into January, the new transfer window, and they are lighting it up. 4 games so far. And Lookman have 7 goals contribution, 3 goals scored, 4 assists. So where people say he's selfish, I really don't get it. All the 3 goals as Osimhen have scored in this tournament, he's also provided the assist. Mo Salah scored in practically almost every game that he's played for his team. They've not really,
every game.
Yeah, they've not gelled well, but he's turned up when he needs to. How do players manage crisis in football and still stay focused enough to get the job done when called upon?
Look, as a player, first you have to learn how to control your temper. Your temper can lead you to problem, and your temper can lead you to peace. I'll start from the West Brom, thing. Yes, West Brom was I don't know, a blessing in disguise. Let me put it that way, because after my my time in Dynamo Kiev, I told my agent, I said, look, if I'm leaving here, I'm going to England. There is no other place I want to play apart from England, which we got the West Brom deal. I have to fly back to Nigeria. Then I was waiting for my visa. Why the team already, they are in America for preseason. And me, I came back to Nigeria for my visa processing and all that. So it took me almost 3 weeks to get my visa. And that 3 weeks, the team has already finished their preseason. They're coming back to England. The same week that the team arrived Birmingham, that's the same week I arrived from Nigeria to Birmingham, England. So I didn't really had a proper preseason with the team. My preseason now for Ireland, that Ikoyi Bridge. Now there I do my preseason. Every night. I'm telling you, that's why I did my preseason. Like I think get to a point that people even know me for road. I can't go for night. I'll wear my face cap. I run that place like almost literally every day. So by the time I go to England, what they try to do is to try to, let me understand the system, how it works. But bros, we all know how England is. England is not like every club that I've played. It's different. So it took me time to really adapt to the system, how the game is being played, and even my teammates to really even know their names. It took me time to do that. So when I start scoring, when I start getting into the ring, I start scoring and I got injured. So my 1 year in England was not fruitful, was not something that I'm proud of. No. It was not.
But you're proud of the bank account.
Was not coming. That one is by the side. No, because you play, as far as you have a contract, you get paid. So that one is by the side. I tried to come back fit, but it was tough. So there was a rumor in the dressing room that the team have decided to, let you go on loan in Agarafa in Saudi Arabia. I was eating in the canteen after training, I was eating in the canteen. I saw on Super Sport, well, they have a TV in our canteen. I saw on Super Sport that West Brom have agreed the loan fee with Agarafa for Brown Ideye. No one said anything to me. And meanwhile, at that period, I was not. They have pushed me away from the first team. I was training with the reserve team. Then we have Tony Pulis. I was training with the reserve team. Tony Pulis have already told me that, look, you don't fit my style of play, how I want to play. So no need for you to be in the first team. So go and play games with the reserve team just to keep you. And I thank him for that, because some coach will be lying to you that, oh, I need you, whereas they don't need you. So he told me, I said, look, go to the reserve team and be playing games with them so that you can keep yourself fit. You can have game time in you. So when I need you, I'm going to bring you. And that's how I went to the reserve team. I started playing games with the reserve team, training with the reserve team. So I was eating in the canteen. I saw that they have already agreed on loaning me, sending me on loan to Saudi Arabia, which no one in the club have had a meeting with me, nothing. So at that point, I felt like I should just go to the manager's office and have a boss with him. But I kept my cool, and I called my agent and I told him, I said, look, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I saw on the news. What is happening? He said they called him that morning and they said I should go, that they have agreed the terms with them. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. So he should look for another club for me, but I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. So my time in West Brom is a bit, blessing in disguise. Yes, the money is there, the life is there, but I did not have that playing time that I really wanted.
So now I'm linking it to Musala and Lookman. See how they've come to the national team at the AFCON and they've lit it up. Lookman, 7-goal involvement, 3 goal scores, 4 created. What do you think people say elite mindset. When they talk about people like Michael Jordan, people like Kobe Bryant, they always say this word, elite mindset. It's easy and beautiful, colorful English to use when you're not the one involved in the storm. Somebody said the other day that, I can't even believe that Idaf is from Warri. These days, they can insult him and he's not even responding. I don't know what that means, though. But the only reason I know I respond...
You should react.
Yeah, you understand? But the reason I don't respond, I find money, bros. I find money. I look for money. I go react later. So what do people mean by elite mindset when these players can transform from what they are dealing with in Atlanta and Liverpool to come to this tournament and they are shining like a million star?
Look, the only way you can bring yourself out of that mindset is by engaging yourself with something that you love. Football is something that I love, and I try not to. It hurts me when I have to go to the stadium to watch the team play. I'm the highest transfer ever that West Brom have ever made. So it hurts me sitting in the tribune watching them play and me not being part of it. But I told myself, I said, look, the only person that can get you out of this that you are is you. No one is going to help you. Everybody can come and say, don't worry, your time will come. Don't worry. But the only person that can take you out of that problem or out of that mindset that you are is you. And the only way you can do it is try to engage yourself with those things that you love. If you have family around you, you play with your kids, you be with your wife, go somewhere, go to fun places, go to restaurant, go to the park, go to the movies. Those things will help you move on. But if you want to stay, and one thing again that you have to try to do is to stay off social media, because social media gives you that image that you feel like you are there, but you are not. Because they tend to praise you as soon as you do something. You know how the English press, how they react. So they bash me, they insult me, but I try my best not to react and to stay away from social media.
Well, let's get into the fast track now because the time is running on a Ferrari. He's got off the Toyota Camry. He's not running on a Ferrari. So let's take it as fast. Yesterday, I noticed something in the game that was beautiful, the Egypt versus Benin Republic game. At some point, it felt like that was going to be the upset. Tanzania held their own against Morocco. South Africa were a bit unlucky against Cameroon. And Nigeria later on, destroyed Mozambique, who's also done well against Gabon, Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire. But then, when Benin Republic shocked Egypt, what I noticed was the fact that elite mindset conversation came up again because they held their own, they didn't rush, but they also did not panic. They kept on playing their game, and when it matters most, the Giants, they showed why they had 7 times AFCON champions. What does a team have to be able to stay stable, not panic when you go down and you're able to say to yourself, "No worry, guys, we will beat them." We know say they don't score, but we will beat them.
Balance, team balance, and a winning mindset. I watched this Senegal game, and I felt like that's where Nigeria is supposed to be. Or maybe more. Nigeria should be higher than Senegal at the moment. But Senegal conceded a goal at the early stage of the game, and they react like nothing. They react like they are still playing on 0-0, only for them to come back with 3 goals, score. You understand? So that's the early mindset we're talking about. You have to know the team you are. If you have confidence in your team, if you have confidence in your fellow player, in your teammate, you will not be bothered when a team scored you. What you should be worried about is this team that they never really know until they cook. And you can tell when you see how Senegal plays. Even when Senegal conceded that goal, I know the bets, but I knew that Senegal is going to win the game. And the way they are playing, the way they move the ball from left to right, the way the attackers were moving, the way, you can tell that Senegal is going to win this game. So the players need to have confidence in themselves without panic, without play the same way you used to play that bring goals to your team. Without changing, without playing any long ball. Now you are in a haze. You have to play long ball to catch up. No. Keep on playing that same system. And that's what Senegal did. And they scored.
So let me take a long throw. Like Tony Pulis is my coach, and I'm tired of tippy-tappy trying to play like Pep Guardiola. Let me throw a long throw and pass this ball to you. Please be honest with your take, and please explain why you make that decision. Who would you want the Super Eagles to play in the quarterfinals? An Algeria that knocked us out in the semifinals of 2019 AFCON, or a Democratic Republic of Congo team that knocked us out of this World Cup qualifiers that we're still trying to eliminate via the back door? Put all this on a scale and take a decision. Who do you want us to play when these two teams play each other?
I really want us to play Congo again. The reason why I felt like Congo will be more easier for us to play against is because we have this, this unsettled arguments we have to settle. And I don't see them beating us the second time. It's like a revenge for us playing them. It will be like a revenge. Okay, una take us out from the World Cup. Now we have to show you guys what we can do. You understand? The World Cup game, we didn't really play that much. We didn't really do a lot in that qualifier for the World Cup. So I feel like meeting them next time around, it will be easy, very easy for us to beat than Algeria. Because till today, I still tell myself, we all know that playing North African teams, we find it difficult to beat North African teams. So I feel like if we play against Congo, it's going to be easy for us to beat Congo than Algeria. So I'm rooting for Congo today.
All right, cool. Real quick, correct guy. All right, before I go into what I want to ask you, there's a platform I belong, and someone made a comment on that platform. I kind of reminisced on that comment, but I didn't know what to make of that particular comment. So I thought I should throw it down. So maybe you can either support that comment or give me a better insight. Now, someone made a comment on the platform I belong to and said, AFCON will start at the quarterfinals. That what we've just had over time before now is just dress rehearsals. And then and the person even went further. The person went further to say, listen, with all due respect, we're happy, we're jumping, the indices, everything favor us, we're all happy now. But that we were actually also very, very lucky with the draws, because in his opinion, that we've had the easiest of opponents, probably apart from a Tunisia. And then, in fact, the person specifically said yesterday's match that the Super Eagles training was better than that match. The guys were just even too happy to lose. And when he was saying these things, I was picturing, because I watched the game, I was picturing the game. And I could remember that I think even when we were 3 goals up or something, and I saw their goalkeeper was smiling. And I don't see any of the Mozambicans beating themselves or getting too angry. I think they're only too happy for Eagles, probably taking a lesson of football from the Eagles. Now, I look at these things on two parts. It is a positive, you understand, but it also has its negative. Now, the positive is we've used most of these games now to perfect and even improve in terms of our psychological state of mind, confidence, and improve. I mean, one of the most unique things, let me quickly point out, I saw yesterday, was for the first time a Super Eagle in this tournament that continued to play the same exact way they started till the end. Unlike before, when they scored that 2 or 3, they'll go to sleep, But yesterday, you saw them even at 80th minute still pushing. So for me, that is a positive. So that's what I'm saying. There's a positive to it. But also the downside is that confidence must also become overconfidence, forgetting the fact that the oppositions we've had are probably different from the ones we're going to have now from the quarterfinals. Can you help me to break this thing down, please?
Yes, I am with what the person that wrote that thing on that's your platform. I'm on his side, because I feel like, if not because of the way the Super Eagles have been for the past I don't know, 7 to 10 years, because they didn't qualify for the World Cup, and this is the second time again we are not going to the World Cup. So that puts a lot of fear in Nigerians and make Nigerians feel like, oh, this team, it's they are not good enough. So coming to this Nations Cup, they have been winning back to back, and a lot of people have started having confidence in them. But what people fail to understand is we have not played a good side yet. I still feel like Tunisia is not really that side that can give us surprises. Yes, maybe if we have like another 10-15 minutes, they might equalize or they might win. No, we don't know what will really happen. But I feel like we have not really played a good side yet. I think from semi-final, that's where we're going to have a big test. That's when we're going to know if we really, really have a team. Because most of all these teams we have been playing, come on, we can't allow a team like, Mozambique beat Nigeria. It can't be possible. You understand? So a lot of people already know that we're going to win that game. So where the competition starts, it's from this next game. If they win this next game, yes, because all the teams that we have been playing, for me, I don't want to use the word write-off. I don't want to use the word bad, but you can't compare those teams and with the talent we have in that team. You can't compare the both teams. Those games supposed to be a write-off game, like easy. And the numbers of goals they scored, it's normal. We can even score more. Yesterday, we can even score more than 5 goals.
Yesterday we could have won. We could have scored like 8 even or 9.
Exactly. That's how bad some of these teams are. But just because the Super Eagles is not consistent when it comes to performance, so everybody was scared to say, oh, are we going to win? Are we going to win? But deep in your heart, you know that Mozambique is not a team that can play against Super Eagles and get a victory.
Yeah, thank you for that beautiful answer. I mean, you broke it down for me. I recorded it anyways. The person is going to watch this, so he will know that his questions or his whatever was answered. So that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's right.
Now that brings
what
me.
he said
Now
is right.
that brings me to my next. My next. You also touched on my next, but I have this theory, this working theory in my head. You know, over time, like we've all maintained, they've not been doing very well, the Super Eagles and all that stuff. And then suddenly everything seems to gel in Morocco and all that. I'm beginning to think, I want to just understand if you think so too. Do you think the pitch played a part in our lack of performance over time? Because suddenly it looks like they are in a pitch they're on a pitch or in an environment that has the semblance of what they are used to in Europe. Perfect pitch, perfect condition, very beautiful stadium, very beautiful ambience. I saw their dressing room self hungry begin catch me different kind of fruits and it's been an amazing it's been an amazing amazing all-round situation. So do you think that, because I'm looking at a situation, you see, the same Iwobi that has been chastised over time can now make those long passes and it goes exactly pinch perfect where he wants it to be. This one, basically, just like we used to say those days, that when they play ball, you need that picture. If you send that ball message, the ball must go deliver your message. Do you think the pitch and environment has also a great part to play in the sudden gel of our Super Eagles and a part to play in their lack of performances over time, please?
No, I don't think the pitch contributed in any way why they are not performing. We drew against Zimbabwe. In fact, Uyo, at the moment, Uyo is the only pitch you can play football and you can feel like you are in Europe, in the whole of Nigeria. So as a player, if you can't perform, if you can't play in the pitch like Uyo, then you have problem. So I can't say the pitch. They drew against Zimbabwe. They lost against Rwanda. They lost. These boys have not been consistent. These boys back then, all the qualifying to the World Cup and to the Nations Cup, some of them just only come. They honor the invitation just for them to go away from their club side and have a rest and see their family and go to club and have fun. That's the reason why some of them are honoring the invitation, just to have that 1 week or 2 weeks of rest. You understand? So they didn't really take it serious up till the last games from the World Cup. That's when Nigeria is now dawning them like, wow, we're not going to go to the World Cup. And
the sudden anger of Nigerians. So this is what it means to Nigerians.
South Africa have been consistent from the first game, but we are not. We are not. Our players, we are not ready. They were not hungry to really. They don't know what it takes to be in the World Cup up till that October. That it now dawning on them like, wow. So we're not gonna go. We have to win every game if we need to go to the World Cup, and it's not possible because the team is not consistent. The team can't win. Yeah, back then this team can't win 3 games straight. And when I remember I word with a friend when he was saying, "We just when you win Gabon, we win Cameroon, we win this, we win that, we'll go." I say, bro, this team can't even win 2 games straight, and you want to win 3 games straight and go to the continental playoff and win, bro. We will play against Bolivia, against Latvia. I say, bro, the present situation in your team is bad. Your team can't win 2 games straight without conceding 2 or 3 goals. So why do you want to put your hope that high? So the Super Eagles you're seeing now, it's a different team, but they have to prove us wrong if they move from this round that they are now to the next round and going on to win the Nations Cup. That's the only way that they can prove to us like, okay, we are back, we can do this.
My final service so you can make short response to this. Which has been the winning thing for you in this tournament? Squad balance, tactical discipline, game by game adaptation, adapting by each game, handling pressure, or the depth of the squad. Which one, or take each one and then tell me what you think about them.
For me, I would say squad balance, because you can tell how they play, how they move the ball from left to right, how they move the ball from Wabali to the defense and to the midfield. That's balance. And if you talk about game to game, I always believe that to win a competition, you have to win wars in your hands first before you think about the next game. So which they have been doing. They are focusing about the present match before they are looking towards the next game. So they have been doing that, and it has been helping them. And I feel like tactic wise, we saw yesterday, they just proved to us that when it comes to tactic, Eric Chelle have it locked down. For them to play the same pace they start the game with, and the same pace they finish the game, shows that they have that coordination from front to back, from the midfield to the attack. It's there.
Brown Ideye,
What else?
from when you were a child, somewhere in Festac Town, following football, and you not decided, I want to play this game, and every of the elements that came into your life, you have looked up to people, you have watched people play for this national team. One of them is in front of you here, green, and white jerseys. Name 5.
Green
Yes,
Eagles.
from Green Eagles to Super Eagles. Babayaro, they say you don't. They say you play Green Eagles.
Yeah.
They say you play Papa.
The guy they see me like ancestor.
They say,
Don't worry until I jam am for trick. No worry, don't talk too much. Until I jam am, no worry, leave am. The ancestor, he don't call me ancestor.
Brand still dey fit oh.
Now me know they fit now. At least I think give am very good 20 minutes.
I get yeah, you go fit. Yes, you go fit. Brand, name 5 of your all-time greatest Nigerian footballers. All time. I'm not saying the ones you play with.
Wow.
I'm not saying the only ones of this Z generation. From 1950 up until now, your all-time greatest 5.
1950, some of them might.
Okay, tell the ones that you know. The ones you know.
Okay, I get you. Yeah, so first, I will start with Rashidi Yekini, because Rashidi is so rare. Rashidi Yekini is one player that he doesn't do much on the pitch, but he's always at the right place at the right time. When Finidi is bringing those low cross, Babangida is bringing those low cross, I just like the way he just put the ball there. Finidi. We can't take out, JJ Okocha because of his magic, because of the way he mesmerized the ball, and he's a fun entertainer. He knows how to entertain the fans when it comes to playing football. And what else? I have to go for a goalkeeper. I'm gonna go for Vicente Yama. It's not because he's my guy, but I feel like after Vicente Yama, we are still struggling with safe hand when it comes to goalkeeping. Yes, Wabali is doing very well. Wabali is one person that I feel like he will get better with time, So I will go for Vicente Yama. And Central Taribo West is no nonsense central defense. The way he coordinate the defense, the way there's one picture I saw with him on I saw on the net. He has a bandage on his head with blood, and he's crying. That shows a true fighter. Like, yes, you
Commitment.
go, you fight, you exactly. Yes, Taribo West is one household name that's, it's not about his hairstyle, but he's just that player that, watching him, it's really a delight to watch. And the last person, I don't know. I can't. I have to say Dan the Bull, because he's that player that most defenders are always scared of. The way he bulldozer his way around, the way the way he plays, the way yes, these are the players that when I was growing up, when they say the Super Eagles have games, these are the players that I always, see and watch and wish I'm there with them.
Now, as a striker, you.
All right. Yeah.
But let me finish this.
Quick, go ahead.
Let me finish this take first. As
Yes,
a
I think go
striker,
ahead.
a striker's nightmare is a defender and a goalkeeper. So I'm going to let you, as much as we know that you had a good time from Ocean Boys to forever. Who are those 5 defenders you want to give flowers to that? This ones, they made your life difficult. 5 defenders that made it very difficult.
Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is my number 1 defender that it's difficult to play against him. Pepe is difficult. Pepe don't do much though, but it's just that it's in the right place at the right time. When you are turning, is there. When you are, Pepe too, it's a nightmare. Who again? I can't remember a lot, but I think Philip Lam. Is it Philip? The one in Bayern
Yes,
Munich,
Philip Lam, yeah.
The small
Yeah,
guy, Philip Lam.
Philip Lam.
Philip Lam. It's one player that that gave me nightmare too, and Marcelo too. Marcelo too is just that player that can't stop running, can't stop talking, can't stop motivating the players. I played against him. I feel like I'm in his team. The way he was just talking. Like he never take I can't say he never took it serious, but it's just his style of play. Like he's always smiling, even when he's running. Like everything is just ease, very very ease for him. And the last one, there's this defender I played against in Dinamo Zagreb. I can't remember his name. He too, he is a tough nut to crack.
Yeah. Real quick before I round off. Ideye, your 2013 AFCON team and this current AFCON team will put cup tournament or final match between 2 of them. Who you think say go win and why?
Stop now.
It's not even a question.
Baba, stop now.
It's not. That's not
This
a question. The reason why I got a lot of this type of
answer
question.
now,
But
relax.
even the person that is asking the question knows the answer, but he just wants to know. Look.
No, now the why. Maybe the person won't know.
Okay. The 2013 squad will beat this squad. The reason why I'll say that we have the commitment, we have the heart, we have this zeal. What transpired yesterday can never transpire in our team. If you want to support us, so we are telling you, you can never see 2 players fighting. Rather, you see 2 players, encouraging and helping each other. We have what it takes for us to win any game, any team we play against, because the unity is there, the love is there. We support each other, we motivate each other, we encourage each other. Yes, things happen. You might get sometimes they don't pass you the ball, you might scream, and he ends there. So I believe our team will, my squad will go past that score just because of that.
Baba, before you wrap up.
Now you see the reason for my answer.
No, before you wrap up.
You see the reason for my question.
Yeah, your reason is good. Let me just add this to it. This team only win matches that they dominate play. Every time a team dominates them, they don't win. That team, that 2013 team, will dominate play against this team. So where the win won't come from? By any shade of the word, Onaze go take out Iwobi and Frank Oyeka. Mikel Obi go make
I think they had tireless workers
Yes.
in that team. They had people who sacrificed everything.
Mikel Obi will make Ndidi go back to school. Sunday Mba don't unleash him on this Semi Ajayi and then leave Brown Ideye and Ogbonigwe with Kevin Bassey. Bro, he go reach 5-0.
You have Moses. You have Moses.
And
You have Moses. You have Moses there.
Victor Moses.
And you can't get Enyama for net again.
Come on. That's not
to save the impossible.
Please.
Real quick, Brown, so we don't keep you forever. Can you please let us know what does Brown do now? You know what I mean? Brown, the superstar, shotgun, shot caller, and everything. So, but just run us a little bit.
Just as Bro said, I will say anything that can bring the money. We are, as far as legal, we are doing it.
My God.
Are you sure it's anything that can bring the money? Because if you go introduce you to bad business, you know where they bring money.
No, I said
legal.
I said if it's legal, anything that is
okay,
legal,
you use the word legal. Okay.
Yeah, if it's legal,
all right.
we're doing it. This jersey I'm wearing, it's part of what I'm doing. It's called Atlantis Business. I'm a manager and pathway, in the team. And so we move players from Nigeria abroad. That's one. Secondly, I'm doing TV, as you know. I'm doing podcasts. I'm doing TV. I'm doing pundit sometimes with Super Sports. And I have equipment leasing company in Port Harcourt, which is being run before by my madam. So since I don't retire now, I don't take over, but she's still there. So
no be take over. You don't join. Now, madam, they still get them, but you don't join. No go enter trouble after this podcast. So our madam, them now they still get the house. So now they get them.
I don't join before now. I don't join before now. Because I'm not always present. So, but now that I'm retired, she don't put me through how things go. So I'm part of it. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening, which I'm grateful for. And more are still coming. But this is the few I have to say.
Great,
Brian, let me say this
real quick. I think there's something.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I think there's something. I think we might have to do a podcast for just that particular purpose. With all due respect, I like to say, and I say this with all sense of responsibility, my generation and the generation before ours, a lot of defects, especially in terms of life after sports. You understand what I'm saying? But for some reason, these guys, if you listen to the podcast, you've seen we've done with MNK, we've done with Insofo, we've done with Sani Keita, we've done with Sami Soje, we're doing him now. You've seen quite a lot of them. I think that generation after us, I think they've been very, very good, especially in terms of their investments and life after sports.
Because
I think we have to do a separate program on that at some point. I think to teach.
I think that it is easy.
I'm doing that, huh? I'm doing that already, man.
Good.
Okay.
So it is easier to learn. It is easier to learn when you can see other people's mistake. We've seen too many people from the 1980, when they are sick, they are begging for fund, even the 1994, the 98. So seeing what the generation of the Brown Ideye, Sam Soji, and the rest have done, it's a testament to the fact that they've also learned from, they've learned one or two things from what has happened.
Our mistake.
Yeah, from your mistake. And it's a good sign, meaning that this generation would even do better than they are doing.
I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm very happy. Can
I just throw this? So
please.
Just to add to what Bro said, it's not these present players at the moment, these present Nigerian players at the moment, home and abroad. They need a lot of lectures when it comes to how to manage funds. Because I've blessed to play 90 years of professional football, both home and abroad. And if I say that they need lecture, they really need lecture. You can't be earning €5,000 then, not now, then, and you call that a small money. I bought my first house when I was earning 2,500 euro from Zamax, when I was playing in Zamax. The reason why is because I have the right people around me who early, they always tell me, look, you have to invest this money. If they are paying 2,500 to you in Zamax, 2007 or 2008, you have to invest 50% of that money somewhere. 2007, I don't have a domiciliary account. My first payment, as soon as they pay me before 30 days, my salary is done. Like everything is gone. Sometimes I don't even have money to fuel my car to go to training. Up till I met my wife before I travel. So she's always telling me, look, save this money. Do you have a domiciliary account? I'm like, no. So how do you save your money? I say, anytime I want to travel, I'll take cash, I'll go back home and blow everything off and come back. So she was the one who told me, look, go and open a domiciliary account. Go to your bank, give them the transfer details. When they pay you, tell them to transfer before you receive. Give them the authorization. Said, I don't want to see 50% of this money, 30th of every month. As soon as they pay, let this 50% go to my Nigerian account. And that was what I did. So when my salary increased, when I moved from Zamax to France, I'm still transferring 50% of my salary to my Nigerian account. So what I'm trying to say is people don't save because of the people around them. When you have yes men, people, and yes women, people around you, when they pay you, the first thing your girlfriend or your wife will tell you is, that bag I see for Instagram, I need to go buy them. Oh, that car, when this boy buy SCB, can't show off for Nigeria, we need to buy that car. You can't save money. There's no way you can save money. If you have the mindset of oppressing people, of showing off, you can't save money. No matter how much they are paying you, like they are paying you 100 million every month. If you don't have the mindset to save, you cannot save money. So I'll stop here.
Thus it is said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Madam, I don't know you, I've never met you, but God bless you. You know, I think that's another thing again, Daffy. Let's be honest here. For some reason, and I mean for some reason, footballers, despite our ways, we define, although some not recognize good women when they see one, but somehow we define. I said some. No, we all find good women, but some not they recognize good women when they see one. Yes. That's what I said. Yes. But trust me, footballers, we they meet good women. Let's be honest about that. Now, my last take for you, or my two last takes. The first one will be because I'm very particular about this, grassroots development. How are you supporting the grassroots development in Nigeria, either from your local space or nationally? How do you impact on the future? Don't forget what I said earlier in this podcast. The dream of every father is to see that his children do better than him. So, and the only way that can happen is if we are supportive of the ones behind us. So how are you supporting the grassroots development in Nigeria or our youngsters in your way?
Look, for me, I always throw the door open. There's one time I even put my email on my ex account. I say, look, if you know you are good between the age of 17 to 20, send me your videos and, let's see what we can do. The reason why I said that is I have a lot.
Correct academy. See my hand, now 2 hands I don't raise you. I don't catch you.
So I have a lot of friends who are stone agents or who are stone coaches that we are still in touch, and some of them still DM me. We still talk. Even the present Monaco coach is my colleague. We played in West Brom together, and we still have contact. So if a player is good, not just good from the street, the way people see, she used to play ball. No. Me, my eye, I want to see that boy. And not just the video. You send me the video, fine. Because video, you can edit it, you can do. But I will watch this player play. And if he's good, I will want him to play at least half season or one season in Nigerian league before he goes anywhere. Because the league here the league here gives you that heart. If you can play Nigerian league, you
It
can play
toughens you
anywhere in
up.
the world. Anywhere in the world. So I don't believe in you send me a 17-year-old boy and he has to go for trial immediately. No. He has to play at least 6 months or 1 year in Nigeria. Unless maybe he's a talent of a player that you can't keep him. Then you have to, let him go for a trial. But if he needs time to grow, take him to a Nigerian league side. Let him play 6 months or 1 year while you prepare things abroad for him. So that's how I work. I have a lot of players. A lot. I can't mention number. A lot of players that
I
have,
agree.
contacted me that I can make pathway for, I can make it easier for them. But some of them, to be honest with you, some of them are not there yet. So they have to pass through Nigerian
Always
league
in a
system.
hurry. Yeah.
Before exactly. So they don't want to play. They just want to go to Europe. They don't want to, test their fate first before they travel. So that's it.
All right, that's beautiful. Thank you for that answer. Now, the very last one, and real quick, what will be your advice to the darling Super Eagles before their next game, the quarterfinals? Whoever they are meeting, be it DR Congo or Algeria, what will be your advice to the Super Eagles towards the quarterfinals?
My advice to them is to stay focused. Stay focused. Know why you are there, and don't feel like you need to prove anything to anyone. First, you have to, make sure that you yourself, you are comfortable before you can say you want to prove anything to anyone. They should take each game as it comes, one game at a time, because that's what we did before we won it. One game at a time, and always give 100%. You might have a bad day, but just make sure you give 100%. And I wish them all the best.
Thank you so very much, Brown Ideye. I think all my praises upon you is not in vain. You lived up to the billing.
Thank
you
you.
lived up to the expectation. Even the Oracle was so excited. So normally Oracle, before you go, then they always hail them with one kind gyration song, but I will save that for my next podcast. But as usual, you are amazing.
Thank
And like
you,
I said
sir.
earlier on, Ideye, you did not disappoint. Dafe
Thank you
said
very
so
much.
much about you before you came, and and maybe I should say that before the entire public. I said it before we started the podcast. You are an amazing guy. I called you up. You were straight up. Your humility, your simplicity, and your direct honesty. Because I called you a couple of times when you couldn't. You told me, "Hey, bros, I can't. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that." And when it was time and you could, you said to me, "I could." And ever since then, anytime I send him, first thing you said, most definitely, I'm doing it. That's what you kept saying, I'm doing it. Just like you said, you are actually a cool me. Speaking English, talking do. You are actually talking do. And I'm very, very happy about that.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies
Thank you
and
very
gentlemen,
much,
once
Mario.
again, special delivery delivers 10 times out of 10. Don't forget, I told you Mercy Akide is on our semifinals. Did I also tell you that our superstar, delectable Francesca Odega is also coming on our quarterfinals? If you like saying our models, Dafe, we go bring out our modeling clothes. Listen, this is
Run
special
with
delivery,
this.
man. We always deliver it special. Thank you, Ideye. God bless
Thank
you,
you,
the
bros.
Oracle.
Thank you.
My name is Emmanuel Babayaro. Until we see you again, but you can call me the Godfather, and you will not be mistaken. What I go?
Maza.
Ideye, don't take that thing
Yes.
off first. Can you just say
Okay, I'll leave
Maza?
it.
Just say Maza.
Maza.